I like to think of the pantry from a permaculture standpoint, so I call it the perma pantry. And that means that you want to store way more of what you use than what you think you might need. And I divide it in zones. I actually took the permaculture zones and put them on a list. And zone 1 is stuff you use every day. So make a list of stuff you use every day. Those are the most important things to think about. How am I keeping it in my pantry? And it may be that you're keeping it in your pantry by storing it, like if it's a dry thing like wheat, if you eat wheat. Or it may be something that you decide stores better long-term alive. An example of something I like to store alive is lettuce. So storing lettuce for 6 months, freeze-dried, yeah, she goes, yeah, no. Or dried, or it'll just turn into sludge in your fridge. Like, you're not gonna do that. But it's very easy to grow lettuce. It grows very good. You can have a whole, like, decent sized head of lettuce in 4 to 6 weeks, especially if you tap into aquaponics or hydroponics, and you can set a system where you check on it once a day. And you'll see I'm big on systems. It's because I'm super busy as a homesteader, right? And so for me, growing sprouts takes 30 seconds a day. And I had to figure out where, and the key to success for me, who drinks coffee here? I drink coffee too. They're laughing because I'm a coffee roaster. So I Hollow Roast Coffee, I fulfill orders at Hollow Roast Coffee. And so I always have great coffee, and I have a cup of coffee every morning, and the thing I will forget most easily every day with my sprouts is to rinse them and put them back into a dark place. So my kitchen is organized with cup of coffee, sprouts, and then when I open the cabinet for my coffee cup, I'm like, oh yeah. And while the coffee is brewing, I'm doing it. And that once I start that, when I'm growing lettuce, because I grow it seasonally. In the height of summer, I don't grow lettuce because there's so much coming off the garden. When I'm growing it seasonally, it's like, okay, I do the sprouts, I do the lettuce, I put the dishes away from the dishwasher, and then I have my coffee in peace. So that's the idea of the permapasture, like more of what you need versus what you don't want. So I'll go through the zones that I've come up with very quickly. 1, daily. 2, weekly. 3, monthly. 4, yearly. 5. This is a category that until you've managed the other 4 zones, you should not even think about. And this is one where our prepper friends tell us to think about it, and we call that refugee rations. This is the stuff you're storing to feed the other people if you need to feed the other people, or to help the other people, which is a noble thing to undertake right after you've mastered those first 4 for yourself, okay? And then everything that can be streamlined needs to be streamlined. And the biggest thing that is helping with my pantry to make it so it's not piles of stuff everywhere where there's spaghetti sauce here and spaghetti sauce there is plan in extra space in your storage. So you see pictures of pantries and everything's like right there by category and it's tight, right? But at any given time, especially if you are living seasonally, right? You will either have 24 jars of tomato sauce or 2 jars of tomato sauce. But you always need room for 24 jars if you store 24 jars. And the key to success in just increasing your success rate with tidiness is to keep that empty space for yourself. We have the same thing at my house with freezers because we are primarily meat eaters. So we have multiple freezers because storing meat frozen is the best flavor.